Hello everyone, we are back in Santa Clara Convention Center, and this time we are at Demo Conference and Erick with us. Hi Erick, how are you?
Hello.
All the way
Good.
from New York, but he looks like traveling all over the world now with Demo Conference. Have been in Brazil, in Moscow, India, right?
Yeah, Demo is a global platform for launches of products, and we have Demo China, Africa, Demo Europe, which is actually in Moscow, Demo Brazil, and then I was also traveling on a demo tour preparing for this event, traveling to London, Moscow, all over the United States, finding the best companies, startups, and products to put on stage.
So when you put them on stage, before you put them on stage, do you have to announce that it will be some sort of competition among startups?
Well, Demo's been around for 23 years, and it's the premier launch conference, and it's well known all around the world. And so startups and founders, they know that they can apply to launch at our conference, at our events. So we have startups just applying through the website, and then we also have outreach. So we work with a lot of accelerators and venture capitalists and the startup community and startup hubs all over the world to let them know that we have an upcoming event, and we're going to be coming to your city, and so we'd like to see and meet the most promising startups who are ready to launch.
Now, do you prepare those companies after you choose which companies to work with? Do you prepare them? Like, I know today you have been busy working, running around, to be sure everything working, and they give wonderful speeches in front of the people.
Right.
So how?
So it's a very involved process where we meet them and we select them based on how promising their product is, and also whether the product sort of shows a glimpse into the future of where technology is going. That's what I'm looking for. I'm trying to find companies that tell a story about the technology industry. And some of those entrepreneurs are amazing communicators and speakers. They don't need any help at all. And some are stronger product people and engineers, and they need a little bit of coaching in terms of how to communicate what the value is of their product. And we work very closely with the companies that are selected in rehearsals, not just in the days before, but this is already the second, third round of rehearsals for some of these companies where they come in with their script, and they have 4 minutes to show off their product. There's no slides. They have to show the product, and that's a real difficult thing to do in that limited amount of time. And I tell people that you can't show every single feature of your product. It's really a movie trailer for your product. So people have to get the gist of not only what your product can do, but where you want to take it. So it's really also an introduction to the company in many instances, if it's their first product.
So they go on the stage, they talk about the product, then you have a demo expo where people can come and check their product, touch their product,
Correct.
and ask the questions if they have more questions, and have a personal communication with the founders.
That's right. So it's 2 days. There's 41 companies. Each company presents on stage. They have 8 minutes total, 4 minutes to show their product and 4 minutes to answer questions from a panel of judges who are venture capitalists, other founders, experienced founders, etc. And then there's a pavilion where they have their own booths that throughout the 2 days that the attendees can go and actually interact with the products and with the founders.
Now, I heard something that you were talking about scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of scholarship we're talking about?
So we have an amazing group of sponsors, including Dell and Citrix, SAP, AARP is a sponsor, and some of them choose to provide scholarships for companies that apply. And so if you have raised less than $500,000, you're eligible for a scholarship, and we give away as many of those as we can, because it's all about the quality of the product and the quality of the founders. We want the best products to come to demo, and we don't want the financials to be to prevent you from coming if you're deserving.
So that scholarship covering expenses to be part of the conference or some sort of training?
It covers the fee for presenting, yes.
Okay, great. Now, I noticed that you have big names, Phil Libin. I had a chance to speak with him. By the way, he speaks Russian. He came here when he was 8 years old, and he still speaks Russian, and he presented here before. So I will be taking his interview later, and then it's like getting a small world. You get to know where they all started and how it's
Right.
all happened. And then you provide those famous people now actually to new startups, companies, to get to listen to their experience.
Right, so we have a whole program that we call Founder School, and most of the speakers in between the demos are Founder School speakers. So Phil Libin is going to come and talk about what you didn't know about Evernote, a product that many people are familiar with, but when a CEO talks about his product, you learn something about the company and about the product, the decisions that went into why they built the product in a certain way. That is very illuminating for other people who are trying to build startups. Deanne Eisner, who helped launch Waze here on stage 4 years ago, which just got bought by Google for $1 billion, will be on stage talking about what what it takes to build $1 billion business in 4 years. Jeremy Stoppelman from Yelp is going to be talking about how to outlast competitors. And so these are all Founder School sessions. Everything that we do here at Demo is really focused on founders and on their products.
Wonderful. And now a little bit about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What's your education looks like?
Well, I'm a journalist for 20 years. I was the editor of TechCrunch prior to doing this.
Very well.
And before that, I was at Time Inc. I was a journalist at a magazine called Business 2.0, and before that at Fortune Magazine, and that's where I started my career, at Fortune Magazine. I went to Cornell University as an undergrad many years ago, and I've just always been really drawn to new ideas and to technology in particular. It's always seemed to me to be the one industry that's really reinventing the world, and where, because of the advances of technology, Moore's law, and and then the internet, and all these advances, and now with the shift to touch computing and mobile computing, right? Every one of these major shifts just opens up a whole new world of possibility for both consumers and for entrepreneurs who make new products available. And to me, that's really exciting.
But why do you live in New York? My understanding, I live here in Silicon Valley, and all changes happening pretty much here. Of course, Boston, New York, something happening too, but more probably on Broadway area.
It's a very parochial view of the world. I come here all the time. I've lived in San Francisco, Silicon Valley in the past, but there's a lot happening in other parts of the world, and the startup community in New York and all across the United States, and even in Moscow.
I see them
London,
a lot now coming here.
There's innovation that's happening everywhere, and there is something very special about Silicon Valley, which is why we have our conference here and why we bring founders from all over the world to Silicon Valley. And I think that the greatest export of Silicon Valley is its startup culture. And Silicon Valley had a head start, and because it had a head start, it was able to have this sort of community of entrepreneurs and successes and generations of successful entrepreneurs who then sort of built upon those previous successes. And other places in the world are not as far along in that, but give them some time.
Well, now being in Demo in different kind of parts of the world, is it the same kind of breakdown to mobile health, and do you see any trends in different parts of the world, or it's the same? Like you have
I think
mobile
that there's
applications.
the same opportunities, and people are they're tapping into some of the same large trends, whether that's the shift to mobile computing, or on the other end, just the shift to cloud computing, especially on the enterprise. I think that the differences in region have to do with the expertise that happens to be in that region. So if in New York, obviously that's still the center of media and finance and other industries that, you know, you'll see people leaving those industries and starting startups in those industries. And that's just because that's where the expertise in that area. And each city has, you know, certain concentrations of technical and business expertise, and then I think you'll see sort of different clusters of startups around that. But then beyond that, I think there's just general technology trends that everybody is tapping into, and those include the shift to mobile and touch computing, you know, the ubiquity of the internet and the cloud, sort of the fact that hardware, consumer hardware, is becoming something that's a viable you know, avenue for startups and entrepreneurs that don't have a lot of cash. Just like the cost of software startups has collapsed,
Right.
the cost to get a digital consumer hardware product out to market is coming down, and with the rise of crowdfunding like Kickstarter and Indiegogo, you know, you can get a production run of a smart device out there, even if it's for 3 guys in a garage.
Now, what's your best moment in your life? What do you remember as the best moment?
The best moment in my life would have to be, you know, the birth of my children. 1, 2,
Did
and
you
3.
go to the delivery?
Yes, I was in the delivery room. Yeah.
And cut, is it, how many, you said 3 kids?
I have 3, yes.
Boys, girls?
2 boys and 1 girl.
And from all of them, any difference between boys and girls?
Sure, they're all, you know, they all have their own personalities, and they, you know, each one is, from the very first day, you know, you think that personality develops over time, but actually no, like, you know, my oldest son, you know, sort of very calm and very observant and very stubborn, and that was like from the day that he was a baby. And same way with my other children, you know, their personality just came out immediately.
Well, maybe because as a journalist and as a person working with a lot of people in your work, then you kind of see those traits. And as a father, I guess you have like special intuition and observance.
Maybe, yes.
Observation.
I'm very observant, I've been told. Yes.
Okay, great. And what would you like to wish to our listener and viewers?
Well, I hope that if you are in Santa Clara and you're seeing this, come on down to Demo and check it out. And if you're hearing about Demo for the first time, you know, we do events here twice a year. The next one's going to be in April in San Francisco, and we'll be back in either San Jose or Santa Clara next fall.
By the way, we have been watched all over the world, apparently 39 countries watching us, and we receive at least emails from those countries. And demo.com, right? That's where they can apply and find out more information.
Demo.com, that's right.
And then it could be Brazil, Moscow, India.
From all over the world.
Please join them. Let us know, let them know that you heard this video, and we will be happy to hear from all of you. And thank you, Eric, for coming.
Yeah, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you.